Welcome to a new episode of Hawaii Lifestyle and the Wisdom of the Place. Today I am embracing the weather and embracing rain. Also, today is going to be all about becoming your own self, becoming who you really are. And I'm really going to be giving more examples on what it is really. And as I do that, I will be, as usually, navigating the Hawaiian jungle lifestyle. Today it's rainy, it's going to be me, umbrella, and just all the wisdom that this day and this place can provide to me. So let's get started. I remember when I was a child, it was just so normal to go and have fun, and even though there were so many things that were prohibited to do, no one ever told us that being outside is dangerous, that weather and the nature is dangerous. I remember going outside and just play in the rain, and it used to give me so much happiness. And I think any connection and any engagement with nature just by default gives us a lot of happiness. And let's say if you're feeling numb, if you're feeling stuck, go outside and just do that, I don't know how old you are, but I'm over 30, which makes me think that don't we just assign too much for age appropriations, okay, now I'm 20, I have to do this, now I'm 30, I have to do this. But I feel like age really means nothing, and I believe that even if I'm 80, I can just go outside and enjoy a little bit of rain. And luckily I am not made of sugar, so I should not melt. And I wanted to talk about how we like to create certain age appropriations. So for example, married women must shoot, married men must shoot, women over 30, women under 20, women over 50, with men after 60. It's just so much that we should be like. So we should not be ourselves. Instead, we should create this identity that everyone will approve. What I was trying to say is that there is this big puzzle of you. A person you are deep inside. A person you were before you maybe started embracing some other identities. For example, maybe you became a mom, maybe you turned 30, 40, 50, maybe you became a husband, and then depending on your gender, depending on your age, depending on your status in society. So maybe you became and you started embracing new identity. And usually these identities, they come with certain ideology of how you should be, what you should like, how you should dress. And I think it just still stretches from that time of, I don't know, for some reason I think about 18th centuries, 19th centuries, long time ago, where it was really strict about how you are showing your face to the world. So it used to be not that you can be whatever the hell you want. It is not still like that in most of the countries in the world. So you have to play a role, you have to play a certain identity. Let's play with the water again. It's so warm. Wow, why is it so warm? So you became different. You had to adjust yourself to certain rules, to certain patterns. So maybe you got married. Your husband likes when you are quiet, when you dress a certain way. Think about your identity. Like, what is your identity right now? A daughter, like maybe an employee, maybe you're a businesswoman, maybe you're a boss, maybe you're like a husband, a father. Think about your roles and try to think of a person you were once before you had to adjust yourself to be like a certain way. And I can even judge and say from my personal story, like when I became a girlfriend a long time ago, there was like, you must be this, you must be that. With my friends, you should talk like this, you should never mention this, that. It's a lot of rules and a lot of ideologies, beliefs that come from every single identity. But through embracing these identities, what happens most of the time is that we forget to honor our personalities, characters, desires. And sometimes we're afraid that it is really like strange what would people think of me, society will not accept me. Like you have a group of friends and maybe they have certain like rules of how they laugh, about what they laugh, about what they talk about. So it's always about like, okay, let's not go there, it will be loud. It's all about like different matrix. Pretty much we live in one big matrix, and it's all like matrices in your family, your circle of friends, and what you need to do is pretty much differentiate and start parting yourself from who you are, from your mom, from your dad, from your like all your friends, from all the circle, from all people of your nationality. Like you constantly have to find yourself through all little pieces, because only this way you can actually be happy and you can actually be yourself. So being yourself is not only like this very like spiritual what's it called, the lace. So pretty. Look at that. So when I say become your authentic self, look at that. It's the whole field play. A lot of times, especially when we are merging into the union, into the partnership, we can become a different person. We like, let's say like a woman, she gets married. She was a certain way, she liked certain things, and then all of a sudden after she got married, she started talking like her husband, liking things that her husband does, and like she just became a reflection of her husband. And you see it a lot, especially with women, just because the ideology created it as like a woman leaves her family to merge with a different family, as if women has no like value and this wholesomeness as she is. She has to be merged with something, like she on her own is not a wholesome human. And I think it really changes in society, and I know I'm trying to speak now to all different kind of people, but maybe now that I started talking about women, maybe it'll be a really good, maybe it would be a really good chance for me to also speak about a specific example on women. So I once heard a story of a married couple living in different cities. They had a child, and I was like, they don't love each other. Like, Because if you love each other, how can you live in different cities? That's just weird. It's not okay. But now that probably like what 7 years later, I'm like, okay, now I know what they talk about. Because you can love a person, but you have to be you, and the person has to be himself, herself. And love and marriage, family should never be on the way of you being yourself. I'm not sure if like maybe you should look for a person with the same rhythm, same energy, same lifestyle from the whole beginning, but we are all living for the first time, and for example, I did not know anything about that before. So probably this is the way to go. But when you feel like you love yourself, you love yourself actually too. But if you love your partner and you love yourself, probably at some point there will be a decision to make, like, will you follow you? Because let's say your partner likes to stay home, watch movies and eat chips, and you like to travel the world and I don't know, climb mountains and do bungee jumping. Then what is love here? You cannot honor yourself, and you are honoring other person's desires more, and you're honoring the ideology so much more than yourself. And then you say, I'm depressed. Then you say, I don't know who I am. You don't know who you are, and you don't have this, you're not connected to this idea and the feeling. Because how come? How could you? You are saying no to who you are. And we are so afraid to hurt other people that it's okay for us to hurt ourselves every day, just so we don't hurt other people, just so we don't differentiate that much, just so we don't go from that like accepted and normal ideology. But in this process, what's happening is that we just lose ourselves, and it starts with actually with actions and choices that we do every day, not from like some spiritual sub-spirit attacking you, and then you one day you have no idea who you are. It's just that every day you make decision that is not honoring who you are, and is not honoring your freedom, not honoring your self-love. But sometimes when we do that, we pursue really honorable things like love and family and marriage. But what I'm also trying to say is that at some point it will be redefined, and people will be, of course, more conscious about what kind of partner they choose and they go into the marriage and have kids with. Because I think we're slowly moving into the understanding that, like, for example, like in my country, it's when women want to get married and have children, they talk like this: I just find any guy. Any guy is okay, just get a kid. You're gonna be fine. So I think we're moving from this very like dinosaur mentality, very unaware, very egoistic mentality, into a mentality of what is this? Going more into honoring your individuality and honoring other people's individuality, because this is the way to go. And when you put ideology, when you put religion, belief, normal, or anything else, like being a good girl, for example, like maybe you no longer feel like you want to betray yourself and you want to follow your dreams, but you cannot do it because you're afraid to hurt your mom, your partner, your friend, then you are betraying yourself. And like it feels like it's honorable, just because we have this like ever since we're like children, we have our heroes, and those heroes, they really showing us the way. Like every culture, every nation has one, and most of them are people who sacrifice something. So if you feel like you're sacrificing yourself for others, it feels like so honorable. It feels like you're fulfilling your purpose as a human, but it's a very old way to live, and very old way to live by and follow, slowly, emotionally, and maybe even physically, like dying every day. But at least you are a good person, because you are sacrificing yourself for the good of religion, ideologies, your family, somebody else. At least I'm a good wife. At least I'm a good father. At least I am honorable and good daughter. You see, like, you got those badges all over you. Good girl, good something, good wife. But then you're depressed and you're like, why, God? Why? Is it an evil serotonin level that is this demon that is in my head? What's wrong with me? Why am I unhappy? Why am I depressed? Why am I not feeling like there is me in my own life? Like, I feel like it's my life, but there is no me in my life. There is no you in your life, because this is your choices every day. You don't even notice them anymore, because you always rely on like what is right thing to do right now. And sometimes it goes against of you, who you are. And I'm not judging. I don't know if I sound like I do, but this is me in the past. Like, who am I here to judge you? Who am I here to judge anyone? I am talking, like, what I'm talking right now is my personal stories, me in the past. Constantly living with this complex of a perfectionist and a good girl, and I wanted to be different. I wanted to have a good family. I wanted to have a good partnership, but I always thought that to do that you have to sacrifice a lot. But the problem here is actually if you know who you are, and if you find a person who reflects those like qualities of the lifestyle, and it's almost like, what they say, like, you need to, it's not about just love. If you find a person, you need to find one same direction. Like, you need to look and walk same direction, which means, from this metaphorical phrase, is that you need to have same beliefs, same ideologies, same what is the word, like, ideologies, beliefs, not qualities, but things that you find important. I forgot the word, but things that you find absolutely must have and important in life, they must match. Otherwise, you will create a life that is going to be all about sacrificing. So you will find a person who is north, and you will be south. And then the compromise here is going to be for both of you to be miserable. That's not love, and that's not what family and what marriage should be all about. And I think it would be a good thing to think about, if you are yet to find marriage, find partnership, and if you're not yet in the process, but if you are, it's a good thing, as what I started with, to slowly differentiate where's whiskey and where's Coca-Cola. I don't drink for years, but somehow, as I said, I always find this as a good example. But it doesn't, like, if you value and if you honor your family, your marriage, your like nuclear family, of your like original family where you were born, like mom, dad, and all of that, maybe you want to stay within your religion, but you differentiate now a lot. It's very important to at least know and develop those boundaries of who you are, understand yourself, so then you can still coexist. Maybe you are already married, maybe you are already having kids, maybe, as I would say, maybe it's a little too late for you to like back down and be like, I think like I created a life not with the right person, not with like in the right environment. Now I cannot change it. But what you can do is change all those things of how you do it, and slowly differentiate and give yourself more freedom. You may, like, I have an example of people, one likes to do bungee jumping and jump from airplanes, the other one likes to cook at home and watch all new like movies and all of that. And then it used to be that one of them is sacrificing his life for the other, and then there was a time when she sacrificed her life, but and they already have kids. But the reality here is that you need to find this middle ground, how you can honor yourself and honor your family. So maybe you have times when you spend time together, and maybe you have times where one is watching movies and the other one is doing bungee jumping. But when you are completely, and most of the time, 90% of the time, it happens to women, that they just because as I mentioned, it's this very old ideology of that woman must forget who she is and just completely start living the lifestyle of her husband or her partner. So for you, it's really important to slowly, it may take years, it may take a year. My process now is almost 2 years. Slowly, piece by piece. Is it me or is it somebody else? Actually, it's actually even more than 2 years, because for the first time it was with my parents, then now it's with my partner, now it's with somebody else. It's a very slow process of actually understanding who you are, and each time you connect more with this understanding, it gives you more fulfillment, happiness, and freedom. And trust me when I say it, I used to think that it's okay, I can force myself to not be who I am and to not care about everything else. I'll play my part well, and that I really wanted my life to be different than my parents. But I learned a big lesson that you really can't betray yourself. You definitely can, and I did for a very long time. But at some point, you will start feeling it. Depression, clinical depression, can be a nightmare, and not living yourself, not fulfilling your purpose, not understanding who you are. Believe me, it's not just emotional pain. At some point, you will feel it in your body. And being clinically depressed, having your body completely shutting down on you, you don't want that. Because being yourself is not about just fancy, like, I'm being myself. It's actually about surviving, being alive. You cannot choose between, like what would you choose? To play a certain role, to be a good person, good wife, good something, or being alive? Like, what would you choose? And I know it sounds like it's obvious, but for me, it used to be like, I'll sacrifice myself, but I will not be like my parents. I will not live like those patterns that I received from them, and it played out so badly for me. I'm so happy to be alive, and I'm so happy to be healthy. And I'm slowly recovering, but I promise you that no one will ever appreciate your sacrifice. Because let's say like your partner is like a fish, you're a bird, or vice versa. What sacrifice you do for them, like a fish trying to live and fly, or a bird trying to live underwater, they will never appreciate it because for them it's normal, it's basics. It's not that you're doing something extraordinary. That person does it every day and it's not a big deal. But for you, you're going to be ripping yourself apart emotionally and physically, trying to fit the standard, trying to fit the ideology. You're a good wife, you're a good daughter, you're a good something else. And then things look great, and then you're a good person. Like you will be feeling like you're fulfilling. You are a part of something more than just yourself. But that will only be killing you emotionally and as a result physically. And no one will ever say thank you for that. No one will ever appreciate that. Because why would they? You're not doing anything special. Like you're ripping yourself apart to fit that standard. But it's basics for them. So, and for those who are still yet to figure out their life, maybe choose education where you want to study. Maybe you're choosing a country where you want to live, a partner that you're choosing a partner for life. Maybe you're finding that major direction in life. I basically everything that I shared today is inviting you to honor yourself, and like anytime you're making the choice, I would advise you to honor yourself first. No one will thank you for dying for them, emotionally, spiritually, as a result, physically. No one. So, and if you are already in that situation, try every day, little by little. If you are already depressed, that means that you've walked and you've traveled too far from yourself. Very, very far. Very far. And it's no joke. I want you to take it seriously, and the exercise that I want you to do every day is asking yourself, what does my body want to do today? And do it for 15 minutes, maybe. Start small. Or maybe you, like, I don't know, maybe next time your friends, your partner, or whatever, like, depending on, I don't know what situation you are in. But when something doesn't feel right, ask yourself, is it me or is it him, her, them? Differentiate. Try to separate cola and whiskey. It's possible. Not in the actual way, but in the metaphorical way. Become your own person with your own values, beliefs, and do not follow the ideologies and beliefs of the society, your family, or somebody else's. It's not you, it will never be you, and you will never fit in. And even if you will fit in, it will take a year, maybe 2, maybe 3, but it will destroy you, emotionally or physically. But you don't want that. So honor yourself, and it will take some time, but start small. Every little puzzle of my own life that I brought back to my own self gave me, like I feel it so much now, gave me so much support and gave me so much hope, more than anything else. Do I like this food or no? No. I was told by my mom that it's good to eat it. Do I like to play in the rain and go crazy? I do. But I was told by so many people that you're gonna get sick, you're gonna be dirty, don't do it. I don't want that. Let them live their life. I choose to do it. I have to go back because my phone is, I don't want my phone to get wet. So, do I like bungee jumping? Or it's my partner's? And I actually like to stay home and drink herbal tea. Do I like to live here, eat this, communicate with these people, study this? Like, ask yourself constantly, is it me? Or is it my father? Is it my mother? Is it my partner? Is it my grandmother? Is it my friend? Is it like the belief of my nation, of my culture, the religion? Separate yourself. Do not live in that codependency. Become your independent and free self, especially if you're a woman. Like, I bless you to do that, because it is especially harder for women. Women were raised to finally one day to become their wholesome self by fitting into some person's standards and belief and ideology. Like, there is this already like prepared world for her. One day she will go and fit in there, like a really good house cat or a housewife. But this is not a way of 21st century, especially not for the Gen Z and not for millennials either. I'm a millennial, so there's a lot to think about. And now that I've spoken, it's interesting how, honestly, like every time I talk, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I started with just like so many other topics, and I finally came to this one. And through me sharing, I actually learn a lot, because the things are just come through me, and as I talk them, as I tell them, I just learn myself so much. So there's a lot to think about, and think about that. And I will just continue. The rain is almost over. The shower is definitely over, just a little drizzle. I'll spend a little bit more time here. Let me see if I can do it. I'll spend a little bit more time here, just embracing the weather, embracing the nature, embracing the rain, and embracing my emotions. So you're welcome to join, or you're welcome to go. But it's going to be just maybe for a minute. So I will be disconnecting now, and I don't want to destroy my headphones, so I will be just continue doing that on my own. And thank you so much for being here with me, and thank you for being a part of Hawaiian lifestyle and the wisdom of the place. Today it was all about becoming your own person, your own master, your own, and listen to your own inner God. I wish you good luck, and I'll see you in next episode. Bye!